Good morning and good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for joining today's Webgility's product tour of Unify Desktop. I am Allegra Mitchell, your presenter today, and I'm the lead technical writer here at Webgility. I've been with the company since its early days, and I have seen our products mature and grow throughout the years, and it's an honor to speak with you today and to show you around the Unify Desktop product. Here's our agenda for today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Webgility and who we are as a company. I will then introduce you to the features of Unify Desktop and how it can help your business. And then I'll go right into the product tour and we'll explore several areas that are important and relevant to your business. And then I'll take some questions and provide some answers. If you have questions during the presentation, please feel free to submit them in your questions area of your GoToWebinar dashboard there. And all questions will be addressed during our Q&A time. And I will also tell you how to contact our business advisors and to get more detailed or more personalized demo of the Unify Desktop product. It's also worth mentioning that this webinar will be recorded, so I will send you the slides and a link to the recording after the webinar, so you can focus on learning about the product and there's no need to take heavy notes. So let's get going. So a little bit about Webgility. The core of what we do, we make business easier. We make business easier for online sellers. We were founded in 2007, and we have a global team with 2 offices in San Francisco, California, and Indore, India. And our products serve over 5,000 customers, and our team consistently has made a 98% customer satisfaction rate. So we're able to reach out to our customers, solve the needs of our customers no matter what they are with our product and within our company. And Unify integrates seamlessly with over 100 partners across sales channels, marketplaces, shipping, and payment processor platforms, and pulls all of the operational data into the accounting systems. And also, customers love us. Through those 100 plus integrations, Webgility is the #1 back office application for small to medium-sized businesses in e-commerce. And it's great to see these customers here. My team and myself have worked with them personally and have watched their businesses thrive and grow with our software. So it's great to have our listeners here, and it's also great to see these customers here too. As I mentioned, Unify is the #1 back office application for small to medium-sized businesses in e-commerce. Our application is able to do that for multi-channel e-commerce sellers. It lets you connect operations from all of your stores and marketplaces and run your entire business from one dashboard. Unify Desktop is also ideal for QuickBooks Desktop users. It lets you automate all of your e-commerce accounting, which saves huge amounts of time, improves productivity, and maintains accurate financials. Unify also allows you to process orders faster, therefore improving your operations and your workflows and reducing those inefficiencies and errors. Unify also allows you to ship faster and for less, making it possible to improve your profit margins based on your carrier and your customer location. Also, Unify lets you keep your multi-channel inventory up to date. It tracks and syncs your products across all of your channels so you never oversell. And also, Unify gives you powerful financial insights so that you can make strategic decisions and focus on growing your business. So now we're going to get to the best part of this presentation is the product tour. And I want to mention that Unify Desktop has been designed to address the most common pain points of multi-channel sellers. Unify's main features really solve these problems and many, many more. It brings your business together into one dashboard and removes the need for manual data entry into accounting. It also streamlines your workflows to get orders out the door faster, and it makes sure you never oversell your products that you don't have in stock, and it also allows you to monitor your financials across your channels and grow your business with strategy rather than guesswork. I think that's one of the kind of the main tenets of, what Unify Desktop can help you do. And as we go into the presentation, let's take a look at a few of these things in detail here. I know that you've seen this slide before, but I want to go into more detail about this slide. So Unify Desktop really brings your entire business together, and it does that by connecting all of your online sales channels to your accounting system. So connecting any channels you have, and when I mean online channels, I'm talking about Magento, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, marketplaces such as Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. It connects to those and more online shopping carts and marketplaces, and connects that to your accounting system, so into your QuickBooks Pro, Premier, Enterprise, things like that. It's really making, and the reason why we have such a good succinct connection is because it allows the data from your online sales channel. Unify Desktop is able to bring that information in, bring in the taxes, customers, inventory, and then automatically post that information to your accounting system. So eliminating that need for data entry. So if you have someone who is just solely dedicated to entering this information into your accounting system, they can actually utilize this product we have to make their work a lot faster. That's eliminating that redundancies and inefficiencies there. And there are so many details to consider, and I understand that they're all important. Every single aspect of how you're fulfilling your orders within your business is important. So as we go through the product tour, think about the main pain points and expectations, and imagine what you want Unified Desktop to help you do more efficiently. Manually entering the data from your online sales channels into your accounting system, as you know, if you're doing this, can be very time consuming, especially if you have a high order volume. So those of you who are on the 3,000 order, to 10,000 plus orders, this is high order volume. You're likely selling on multiple channels. You probably have someone who is manually typing in that data. As I mentioned before, with Unify, you can really save 90% of your bookkeeping costs by automating the accounting operations. Now, in Unified Desktop, there's a single button that can accomplish this for multiple orders in one action. So you can actually create over, 50 transactions. This is just kind of a ballpark, but you can do, so many more than that. 50 transactions at a time, if you will, in your accounting system in a matter of seconds. And this can be done at the individual level. It can be done at the consolidated or summarized transactions by day. So taking in all of your transactions that come in for the day and creating a single centralized, summarized transaction within your accounting system. This is a great feature for those who are, transitioning away from kind of journal entry accounting to transactional-based accounting. Also, consolidated or summarized transactions are really good if you've got high volume. Since you're in QuickBooks Desktop, you probably have heard about data limits within the company file. So that can really help keep the data limits low, but also keep the data going in to the accounting system very rich. A lot of you are on QuickBooks Desktop. This screenshot is probably very, very familiar to you. Here's what an order looks like as a transaction in QuickBooks Desktop. As you can see, all the elements from the online order are there. As you can see, you've got the customer, you've got the order number, you got the items and the taxes that are created in QuickBooks on the transaction. One thing that's really special about this particular screenshot, if you have a particular rate, let's say at the county level, as you can see, you see Miami-Dade County there, Unified Desktop can account for that wonderfully as well. Unified Desktop can do taxation not only at the state level, but really at the county level. And as taxation rules expand around e-commerce, you're really looking for that type of accuracy that we can give you. Since we're on the topic of taxes, this is a report that I actually generated that shows the tax liability of some of the online sales data that has been synchronized into my QuickBooks. As you can see, Unify has also shown the tax assessed from your online sales channel as a line item here. And so this is what I've done, and then I actually generated this report directly from QuickBooks. So again, as you can see, Unify Desktop syncs this data data into your accounting system so you can run those types of financial reports. So syncing data accuracy is extremely important to us and also to you, so you can really make sure that any of the reports you're utilizing to get that insight into your business have as much data and the best data as possible. And so we'll cover some of these reportings and some of these metrics in some of the future slides. But now let's talk about what Unify Desktop does for order processing. Of course, order fulfillment involves shipping and shipping costs, but it also gives your shipping team the ability to communicate quickly and accurately within the actual software. So consider the picking and packing and shipping process. So those of you who are, in those higher volumes, 3,000 to 10,000, you probably have a team to go retrieve the end products from your warehouse. Now, before your warehouse team picks and packs the products, do they know if those products are in stock? Do they know where those products are housed so they can retrieve them quickly? Are they pulling the items for multiple orders and then bringing the items to like a single area to ship where they can sort and prepare the individual shipments for your shipping team? This is really important in terms of communication within our product, and also helping your shipping teams understand and know what's going on. And one of the first places where your shipping team or whoever is fulfilling your orders can start is at this inbox. So as you can see, we've got a little global inbox here. I've got multiple carts connected here, and there's a lot of things that I can see within this inbox here. So Unify Desktop, as you know, it's able to connect to multiple online sales channels and allows you to view all of your orders for a single sales channel, or as I mentioned, display them here in this global inbox. Now, within this global inbox, you can see some of the order information at a glance. You can modify this view depending on what's important to you. For example, if you're using Amazon, you can see FBA or merchant as a channel, so you can kind of begin to split those things out. If your shipping team is utilizing this global inbox, you can display information for shipping the order, such as domestic or international or shipping state. So that's really important for whoever is handling the order processing or the order fulfillment process kind of before it gets to that shipping point. You can really help them stay organized as they're doing this. And I mentioned how Unify is able to kind of get things quicker, download information quicker from your online store. Unify Desktop has a scheduler that can automate functions like downloading orders or posting those shipped orders to QuickBooks when they've shipped. It can also automate the sending of the tracking information back to the online store and trigger your online store to notify your customer of their completed or shipped order. And we call that function posting to store. I'll cover the inventory functions of the scheduler in a few other slides in the future, but what I want you to know is that Unify can definitely update your inventory and do that automatically for you on a time interval. So I'll kind of talk about that more when I get into the inventory aspects and areas. Since we're on this topic of processing orders faster, utilizing this with your team who is shipping this out, another cool caveats that Unify Desktop has is the multi-user interface and also the permissions level. So this is how Unify Desktop can be utilized by multiple users across a local area network. As I mentioned, the admin user can also set up special permissions for each team member. So if you're going to use Unify Desktop within your shipping department, we can talk about kind of some of those features. So now that we've talked about how your shipping team can really utilize the product to kind of make sure they're staying organized, let's talk about what happens when they start shipping these orders here. As since you're shipping orders, one of the main things you're probably focused on is Are you generating rates at the cheapest? Are you comparing rates with multiple shipping processors? Let's say, do you have specific boxes for shipping your orders? Have you assessed each particular box with a dim weight calculation? Are you processing, back order shipments? How are you handling those? Shipping is all about choice. Choice on, what are you going to use? How are you going to ship? Are you shipping fast? Are you shipping the cheapest? How much is it costing you as the merchant to ship? Have you charged your customers enough for shipping? Are you making money when you're shipping out a product? And are you being competitive with that? Unify Desktop connects to FedEx, UPS Direct, UPS WorldShip, Indicia Dazzle or Indicia Label Server, and Stamps.com and Express One. Now, when Unify Desktop connects to all these shipping processors, it's connecting to your shipping account. So if you have negotiated rates, when you click on Get Rates, you'll see both standard rates and your negotiated rates between your carriers, and then you can choose on the rate of shipping that works for you. So really utilizing the power of that choice. What you're looking at here is the shipping module. Now, as you can see, the area on the left shows the items in the order, things about that order. Where is it being shipped to? What's the shipping charge that it brings in from the online store? What's the shipping method requested in the original order? Those are the areas and the information on the left. Now, the information on the right is how you are shipping that order. So on this screen, the shipping module is highlighting the integration here with FedEx. Now, also one of the things that involves shipping faster is a combination of features, one of which is the shipping rules, where you can set and create a set of default settings for how orders are shipped. Now, Unify Desktop also has features in this called, we have a box dimension library where you can input dimensions for each type of your shipping box that your shipping team will utilize as they ship out their orders. There's also elements and features for multi-shipments, batched shipping. We also have a feature called Webgility Insurance, which is powered by InsureShip, and really more detailed capabilities within the shipping module. So with all of your picking and packing and shipping functionality, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of things. So, if you're a high volume seller or even a medium volume seller, but you do all of your shipping in-house, I really do think Unify Desktop can give you, in terms of its feature spread and its interaction with the different shipping providers, I think it can really give you a good edge on, shipping and helping you ship faster. Since we're on the topic of shipping, we're shipping products, and products that moves us over to inventory aspects. So when you're shipping out an item, it's really important to understand the type of inventory aspects or the impact on your inventory that has when you're fulfilling an order. So when you fulfill your order, do you know if you're overselling your inventory? Oftentimes shipping and inventory, they're kind of siloed into two different areas, and they don't have any interaction. But, as a business owner, do you know the impact of your fulfillment process on your actual inventory? Does your warehouse team have enough inventory to fulfill those orders for shipping? What's your indicator in your online sales channel that you're running low? Do you have one? Is there one? When quantity in your online store hits zero, are customers allowed to still order that product or not? That kind of goes into the realm of back orders and how you handle that. In most cases, the accounting system, either QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Point of Sale, really acts as the main inventory list. That's generally the master location for inventory. So when you receive a new product, you're doing an inventory adjustment within your accounting system, things like that. On the flip side, when you sell an item, its quantity is removed. And this is seen, it really has a huge impact, especially if you're using QuickBooks Point of Sale. When Unify Desktop is connected to your accounting system, when you sell an item in your online store, Unify will sync that order information, including the quantity sold, and reduce the corresponding items in your accounting system. This is a truly essential function for keeping your inventory up to date and preventing overselling. Also, reordering inventory through purchase orders can also be accomplished with Unify Desktop. So as you can see, there's a lot of features that can really help you keep your inventory in line. Now, what you're looking at right here is the out of sync area in our product module. Now, in sync and out of sync are terms we use to describe how Unify Desktop views your data and what you can do with that data. And when I say data, I'm talking about quantity data, most importantly. When users interact with our out-of-sync product, they're really focused on that quantity. Price, okay, if you're running a sale, sure, great. But it's really at that quantity level that has the true impact on a user's business here. Unify always sees your items in context of your online sales channel versus the data of those same corresponding products in your accounting system. So as I mentioned, you're looking at this out of sync area, and as you can see, you've got some statuses in sync, out of sync, in orders, things like that. Out of sync products are items where the inventory or price, but mostly it's the quantity, with the inventory or price in your online store, on your online sales channel, doesn't match with the price or quantity in the accounting system. Unify Desktop allows you to see that information in the form of out of sync and allows you to take action. Based on where your master location of inventory is positioned, either your online store or most commonly, as I mentioned before, your accounting system, you can decide what to do. You can either update the inventory at the price or quantity level, or if both price and quantity are factors of something that would involve kind of an out-of-sync fluctuation, you can also synchronize that as well, both at the same time. So since we're on the topic of quantities and pricing, let's also talk about, well, listing products. What if all of your products are sequestered in your accounting system and you need a way to get them into your online sales channel? Same vice versa. If all of your products are hanging out in your sales channel and you haven't yet put those into the accounting system, what are you going to do? Are you going to manually put that in? No. We talk a lot about how Unify Desktop can reduce the manual data entry. Creating items, as you know, is a tedious process, and Unify Desktop can also reduce that amount of bandwidth that you're spending when you're listing items. Unify Desktop has the ability to list items on your online sales channel if they first exist in your accounting system, or as I mentioned, vice versa. If you're transferring items from QuickBooks to your online sales channel, depending on the type of sales channel you have, Unify can also list that product in a particular category within your sales channel. So we do a really good job, and this is one of the reasons why it's really core to Unify Desktop when its connection to your online sales channel. That's really how deep the connection goes. It's able to see what's going on, where your product's listing, the categories, the type of pricing, how do you want that pricing to manifest on the online store. Now what you're looking at here in this screenshot is a screenshot of the simulation of if you have all of your products in your online sales channel and you have to get them into QuickBooks. There's some familiar fields here. You can create inventory parts or non-inventory parts, assign the particular accounts that this item is attached to within the accounting system, and really go from there. You can even mark it as a drop ship. Now, I'm talking a lot about, products and creating products, and some of you may be selling on marketplaces, such as Amazon. Now, if you're selling on Amazon, we have a special area in the product module that allows you to list your products on Amazon, but it also enables you to lock into any of the ASINs for that product and list your items just like other sellers. So this is a really important aspect. If you've got a lot of items that you're listing on Amazon, sometimes let's say you don't have the pictures. Your main concern not only is making sure you're the cheapest price, but also that you're kind of at the top of the list of the search results. So when you're kind of locking into other ASINs and making sure to utilize those, you're kind of in line with ensuring that your product is really at the top of the list when people go to search for it. Now, the product module can also work with kits and bundles. That's some kind of that's nomenclature you may be familiar with in your online sales channel. And group and assembly items. That's also nomenclature specifically for product types within QuickBooks accounting system. So the features of this product module and inventory handling are very detailed, and they all work together to ensure that inventory is in sync and that you know exactly what and how much you are selling. This is really one of the core pieces of the Unified Desktop product in terms of inventory handling. We talk a lot about reducing inefficiencies, optimizing your operations, but we also have aspects of business insight, performance, financial insight, and most importantly, and also operational insight. For example, what's the impact of all these disjointed activities and fulfilling orders have on your business? Do you know? Are you spending too much money shipping? Are you not charging enough in your online sales channel for shipping? Are you making more money on a certain online channel versus another? Are you making any money in general? And most importantly, do you have the financial reserves to grow your business and stay competitive? Unified Desktop provides you with valuable business insights and analytics on inventory, customers, and revenue to really help you grow your business. With Unified Desktop, how, when, where, all those questions that metrics can solve, those are there at your fingertips. Unified Desktop shows you at a glance orders, revenue, taxes, and shipping charges, as well as information on previous customers. This is also really good because, as you've got disjointed systems, and when I talk about disjointed systems, you could probably, be selling on multiple online sales channels. In order to get this information, you've got to go through each online sales channel and get that information and somehow bring it together, probably in an Excel spreadsheet or pivot table. This is a way, then the reason why we have these metrics within Unified Desktop is so you don't have to do that anymore, eliminating that inefficient system of getting insight and bringing all of that into a single dashboard. So another piece here, as I mentioned, it's inventory fluctuations. So this is an inventory chart that takes in all of your products that you're selling across all of your online sales channel and shows you your top performing products and when they sold. So this is also insight that is disjointed, but with Unify you get that in a single dashboard. So that's really the one of the main benefits and the power of Unified Desktop. As you know, e-commerce sellers must use their time efficiently. Unify's features focus on doing just that, streamlining the operations, streamlining your workflows, and streamlining your financial data so you can understand your financials and actually focus on growing your business. I know I have said a lot during this presentation, so I hope you have been thinking of some of the areas you would like to, for us to kind of dive deeper into. One of the other aspects I want to talk about is pricing. One of the things here, as you can see, this is kind of split between our Unify Online, as you probably have heard about that product, but this is really about Unified Desktop. As you can see, there is kind of a large price jump there, but also there is a large feature stack there as well. So really, making sure you're automating hourly or at really kind of, when you're using Unified Desktop, the automation, it goes deeper than an hour. You can automate every 15 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 1 minute if you'd like, really tracking that revenue. And as you can see, the features really begin to increase as you get into kind of the higher plans of Unified Desktop. That's something to keep in mind. Again, we also have business advisors that you can talk with and get a more personalized demo. I'll talk a little bit about how to do that later. But now we are at our awaited Q&A time. So as you know, you probably have been amassing your questions and I am really excited to see your questions here. So let me take a look at a few questions here. I have a question here. If I post an order to my accounting system, can I undo it? Yes, you can always undo something. That's definitely a feature we have within Unify Desktop. Our undo sync feature allows you to reverse orders that were erroneously posted in bulk. So we do have a big eraser button, so not to worry. I have another question. Will this be the same for QuickBooks Online in regards to invoicing? Now, you can within Unified Desktop, you can create a transaction type for an invoice, and you can either have those invoices paid or unpaid. Sometimes what I have seen most commonly is invoices could be accompanied by a purchase order. I generally see those two type of transactions in conjunction with each other. So Unified Desktop can create both an invoice and a purchase order at the same time. Another question here, if the transaction was posted with Unified Desktop and was deleted in QuickBooks, can it be reposted? Yes, it can. That's also a really great question. So yes, it can be reposted. We do have a feature. It's kind of a it's not a hidden feature, but it's an advanced feature here. We do have a feature that allows you to sync transactions to QuickBooks multiple times. When you encounter your training that we have with our team, this feature is actually kind of used, you can utilize that particular function, if you're testing or testing how transactions manifest in your accounting system, excuse me. And you can really utilize that to kind of see how things behave or see what you need to adjust within the configuration and then repost it. So yes, Unified Desktop does give you that flexibility. Another question, can Unified Desktop alert me if I'm posting a transaction that did not ship? Ooh. So this is a really good question that involves a process. When I showed you a screenshot of the dashboard, there were several boxes that had several actions. One was process shipping. There was another one, post to QuickBooks. Another one, post to store, retrieve tracking ID, certain things like that. Now, this question, well, the answer to this question really depends on, well, what is your process of fulfilling? If you want to ensure that you're only posting orders into the accounting system that have shipped out, we have indicators on within the inbox that show you that information. Now, if you were to post something to, QuickBooks that hadn't shipped before, there would be a pop-up that said, hey, do you know you haven't shipped this out? Is this okay? If you're kind of going in and out of that process, it's able to, indicate in terms of pop-up alert you. But we make things very clear on within the inbox as to what the status is. You can also filter by particular, let's say shipping status. So if you want to see all your unshipped orders or all of your shipped orders in a particular view and then post those, that will help reduce any type of accidents, which you could undo sync at any time. So thank you for that question. Great question. Let's see. Another question. When entering orders into QuickBooks, which fields are used to determine if a customer exists or is new? Great question. So within Unified Desktop, we have this function of customer matching criteria. Now, the customer matching criteria first, it looks at, well, what is the customer data manifesting like from the online store? What should I join this information with? So for example, first name, last name, or last name, last name, email, things like that. How does that information that manifests from the online store, what corresponding field should Unify look at to find that matching data. Should it be looking at the customer name field? Okay, if is first name, last name in customer name field? Yes, that is an existing customer. If it is not, then Unify will then create that customer. And then you can set up within Unify Desktop how you want a new customer created. So it is able to lock in and look at your customer center within QuickBooks and make those types of decisions for you. Now, if you happen to have the same customer multiple times, within your customer center, when you're posting the order into the accounting system, Unify Desktop does say, hey, wait a minute, okay, I see multiple customers. Which one is it exactly that you want? So it is able to think and help you make those decisions, or maybe, that may be a good indicator to you saying, oh, maybe I need to clean up my customer center a little bit. Sure. But our product is able to, move around that nicely. So great question. Another question, Unify Online. Will that work better with my QuickBooks Online? Yes, the Unify Online product really sits very well with QuickBooks Online. I find that you have the, the best data communication, quick data communication. If you're changing something in QuickBooks Online, Unify Online will, just do a quick refresh. Unify Online will show that information within, the settings or anything like that, or whatever area that is, that you're changing or modifying settings in. Now, Unify Desktop does not integrate with QuickBooks Online. It exclusively integrates with the desktop versions of QuickBooks. So again, Pro, Premier, Enterprise, and Point of Sale. So that's a really important aspect to understand about the differences between Unify Online versus Unify Desktop. So great question there. Another question, how do I get help to actually connect QuickBooks to my WooCommerce site through Webgility? When we see folks with WooCommerce, we're like, we get really excited because, WooCommerce is a really great cart to interact with within Unify Desktop. So if you need to get help, you can always reach out to our account management team and they can schedule for you or decide whether or not you need some one-to-one onboarding with our onboarding team, or we've got a one-to-many type of onboarding that you can set and attend. It's kind of a webinar like this, but it's multiple people in the classroom, and we've got an instructor that will guide you through the software. We also have extensive, help documentation and videos, and that video library is constantly expanding. So there's multiple ways to get yourself some assistance with Unify and getting that set up and getting connected. Also within the software, you have a guide that helps you get connected as well. So you can always reach out to the account management team and they can, really kind of evaluate which type of help is going to be the best for you. So thank you again for your question. Oh, I do have another question since I was talking a lot about the onboarding process. Is it complicated to set up? Do I need help? When you're selling on e-commerce and you're linking a lot of these systems together, there are elements of complexity. But we do make that super clear within the product. And even though all of our plans are easy to use, again, reach out to the account management team and they can help you get that started. Oh, I have another question. How far back can I go to download transactions? You will be surprised, but we get this question a lot. We do have a lot of clients that are, let's say they start utilizing Unified Desktop, let's say mid-year, mid-stride, and they are, they're needing to get, all of the earlier transactions from the early of the year into their accounting system, or they're trying to catch up. We get a lot of clients that want to do that, you're able to do that, and you're able to, Unify Desktop is able to kind of get the historical data from your online sales channel. Now, if you're on, let's say, a marketplace, let's say Amazon or eBay, it's able to get it about 120 days back. So that's kind of the historical data workings for downloading information from the Amazon marketplace and also eBay marketplace. But we'll help you as best as possible to get as much historical data into the account accounting system that is applicable to, really making a strategic decision as to how your business is growing and thriving. So another great question. Thank you for that. Since I've been talking a lot about reaching out to our team, you can reach out to our sales team and meet with our sales advisors to give you maybe more of a detailed or personalized demo. So you can always reach out to our team of business advisors by calling them at the number you see on the screen there, and also by emailing them at the email that you see on the screen as well. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for a lot of your questions here. Really do appreciate them. So we're going to, end a little bit early so you have a little bit of your day back. Just a little sample of the efficiencies we have here and the time savings you can have in our product. So thank you again for joining our webinar today. Again, it was great interacting with all of you, and we hope to have you as clients and users of Webgility Unify in the future. Have a great day.